Welcome, friends, to the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour with your hosts, Sig Bisley and Colt Mauser. Before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Now, let the animation appreciation commence.
Snow's gone. It's like high 40s today.
Mostly gone.
Yeah, gone enough. I don't give a shit. It's New England, baby.
Yeah,
2
which
feet
means
of,
it'll be back.
2 feet of snow.
It ain't the end of February yet.
It's 40. I think it's supposed to be 53 Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably get another blizzard next week.
You got to enjoy it. Yeah, you enjoy that while you can because it'll be like 8 degrees a day later.
Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So today, let's see what we got. Talk about new stuff because everything's been very intense.
Oh, yeah. It's a hell of a season. And I just saw Shield Hero is next season, so that'll be good. So,
Nice.
And Goblin Slayer's got to be soon, too. So we should, I don't know, it looks like we'll have a bit of a role.
Yeah, so got a little bit of that. I noticed I've been noticing the last year, I just haven't really looked into it, that I think at this point there are more anime being made out of light novels than there are out of manga. And that's been kind of a trend that started probably 15, 20 years ago.
At least it's pure
more
source material, because half the time they'll make the anime out of the manga that was based on the light novel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it gets filtered. But
well, it's like what is it? One Punch. It was like a
webcomic.
It was a webcomic. Then they did they did the anime. Then they did a manga from the anime or the web.
From the webcomic. Yeah,
very convoluted.
It's always hard to sort that when, sometimes it is just a manga that's based on the anime that was based on the light novel, but half the time it's a...
Anyway, I looked a bunch of them up,
between,
and there's a lot of just straight light novels. I mean, you can name off a zillion of them.
Yep.
Anyway, and then because we were going off on good CG and bad CG last week, I believe Sig brought up Lupin III the First,
which
I hadn't seen it.
Which I watched while I was delirious.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen it, so we're going to review that this week. But before that, the news.
Yeah, man, the news. And you know how much we love to beat on Lupin III. All right, so news. First bit of news we got here is just a interesting bit of news that the Nintendo Switch has sold over 1 million units.
Wow.
And it has surpassed the sales of the Wii, the original Wii.
Wow, Wii was huge, too.
Yeah.
Like every soccer mom on earth, getting exercise.
Which I'm surprised by, too, because I figured that would have been more. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised by that, but that's what I'm told, so I'll believe it.
I believe anything I read on the internet,
whether I'm supposed to or not. And not the Wii U, the Wii. So yeah. That's interesting. I know it's not quite at PS2 numbers yet, but hey, good on them. Good, they had a good idea for a console. It's one they can continue into the future, and I think people will.
Yeah, because they beat on consoles. I mean, they'll keep that around forever. Yeah,
well, and they built it on all of the game manufacturers, and Sony was probably the worst holdout for this, even more than Nintendo. Finally based their console technology on normal architecture that you would see in tablets.
It makes it way easier.
Exactly, or in a computer or whatever. It's not something like the PS2 or the PS3 with the Emotion Engine or whatever, where it was just a complete shit show. Just makes it easier. But anyway, man, good on Nintendo. Who knows how easy it will be to get Wii's now? Not Wii's, God, Switches. Now that chip shortages are everywhere.
I got mine.
Yeah. Well, the new OLED one I think will be harder. But
when did I buy that one? End of last summer.
It was
probably.
right before the OLED ones came out because. The only thing really better in the OLED one is the screen, and when you're going to use it in dock mode the whole time, it don't matter. You don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. I've never used the screen mode, actually.
I've used it, a couple times on travel or something.
But I just bought it because I knew they were going to get hard to get. That was right when everything started to get weird with shipping and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pay that money.
Well, plus, having one so you can move it around easier, play outside of the projector in the summer.
Exactly. It's nice.
The weather's nice. Hell yeah.
Beat Mario Kart to death outside forever.
All right. No, you can scream louder outside.
That's true.
Iniquities of Mario Kart. All right. So next bit of news. Kukuru's Stones Island.
Oh, yeah.
Gone to movies. So they've announced the cast, which I don't see anything really surprising about the cast.
It's like all the stock.
As many original voice actors as as you could get. What's interesting is they really revealed a little bit more about the story, which, I mean, you would probably know this if you'd read the manga, but I don't think it's been translated to English, so hey. So the manga is a spinoff of Gundam the Origin. So like the timing of it's not just a retelling of episode 15 of Gundam, which is the infamous Stones Island episode. It's also it's been moved, it's been reworked. I mean, it's the same basic plot, but it's been reworked.
I'm sure they to make a movie out of it, they have to like get into it a little
Well, yeah,
more.
and it takes place later. Like it takes place after Odessa, because I saw Slager in here, and I'm like,
you did.
well, no, he wasn't even around at
Oh
that
yeah,
point.
like he wasn't even there yet.
So now it's post Jaburo. It's like, okay, well, yeah, and there's no Ryu. I'm like, oh, well, that'll be why there's no Ryu, because it's
check
after he was toast. So that's interesting. We'll see. I think this movie's gonna make a lot of money. It's got a lot of nostalgia going on.
I'm
for
wicked
Gundam.
stoked on it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm very curious. So.
I love those weird. You could jam so many weird, cool things in 1 Year War. You know what I mean? Like there's infinite.
They will.
Unlike Star Wars, who doesn't jam nothing and nothing.
I'd want more. I would like some more. Zeta and Double Zeta side stories.
Oh fuck yeah!
You got big.
Well, I mean, you
gaps
could
there.
do as many of those as you have for the original series and more.
You could.
You know what I mean? It's just endless.
They haven't. I mean, I suppose Double 83 kind of is, but
they're kind of smart because you can kind of oversaturate. You know what I mean? Like if they just kept doing like one a year, like
well, I'm not saying do one a year, but I mean it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, they're being way too conservative with it for me.
Yes.
I would rather one every couple of years, but I can see where you wouldn't want to just beat it to death forever.
Yeah, agreed.
Plus, like,
although this is Japan we're talking about,
and I would imagine Gen Z doesn't seem as mecha loving as
but Gundam still it's got that.
Oh no,
it's like Star Wars,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like it's got that name recognition where it still does quite well. I mean, look at how well Hathaway did.
Oh yeah,
and I mean that's a show that's like smack dab. It's kind of the tail end of all those UC stories, right? Like even another bridge past Unicorn. Like there's a lot of history you kind of should know to even watch that, but
definitely.
I don't know. Just interesting.
It's a nice way to drag people through the whole series.
Heck yeah. Well, Sunrise is nothing if not smart. All right, moving on. So apparently, the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero film has now made more money than Japan's #1 film of 2021, which was Evangelion 3+1.
Wow.
So, or 3.0 plus 1.0. Thrice Upon a Time.
Yep.
I love the trolling he does with those titles.
Third time's a charm.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's made, let's see, it sold 7.6 million tickets.
Wow. That's lots and lots of people.
And it's made $90 million in 45 days.
Japan's only got like 150 million people. So if you extrapolate that out, that's a
lot. And they still have a lot of, and I don't know, they still have a lot of states of emergency restrictions, whatever, more so than like here in the U.S. where, theaters have been open at full capacity here for quite a while. And I don't know what they did there because they had different rules than us, but it's still kind of surprising. Like I'm impressed. My God.
It didn't seem like that epic a movie from the trailer and stuff. I mean, it looked cool, but it just looked like, like Mugen Train, where it was just like a long episode.
I think it's much like Mugen Train made a fortune. It's just the anime itself is just so goddamn popular that people are going to see it,
And if you can't pump out an entire season, you might as well keep people.
Mugen Train was an interesting one because, I mean, it smacked. I mean, it was just, let's continue the story. Like, I mean, only Japan, I think, would be bold enough to do that. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen is at least like a prequel, so it could stand on its own, you know what I mean? And you wouldn't necessarily need to have seen it
that's true.
to enjoy it, that you'd get more enjoyment. Not that I've seen it yet to be able to tell, but that's what it feels like to me. So, yeah, I don't know. Very interesting. I'm actually, it's the 34th highest, 34th highest grossing film in Japanese box office history.
That's wild.
It topped Return of the King.
Whoa.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and Toy Story 4. Damn.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was fascinating that it's doing just that well. That's
seems like everyone
crazy.
that comes out like does better and better.
Yeah. All right. So got a little bit more news on Bandai Namco doing their restructuring. So this is a little bit dry, so I won't, I won't go on about it for too long.
I'm already snoring.
But yeah, it looks like Sunrise is combining with visual. Okay, so Sunrise, Bandai Namco Arts, and Bandai Namco Rights Marketing. Ooh, so exciting. Into a new company, Bandai Namco Filmworks. So it looks like they're putting all their kind of visual stuff together, to create.
Makes sense. It's probably just easier to get stuff done if you just roll shit into one big company.
And then Bandai Namco Holdings are combining pieces of Bandai Namco Arts, Bandai Namco Live Creative, and Sunrise Music to form Bandai Namco Music. So it looks like they're pulling them apart too, like the music piece in one, and then the visual.
It seems like they're just kind of separating everything into
which makes sense.
It seems like they're doing more like cleaning up than consolidating. You know what I mean? Like movie stuff here, music stuff here, blah blah, whatever.
Yeah, so it still says it will still develop and use the brand name Sunrise. So yeah, whatever it legally is called, of course they're not going to abandon Sunrise because that's way too big. They mentioned Emotion too, but God, I haven't seen. It's funny when we watch.
Emotion is like every old thing we watch.
Yeah, when we watched a couple things, I was like, oh, I totally forgot when they were pushing that, and I haven't seen that in years.
No, because it had the fucking what are those
the
things
Moa
called?
heads.
Yes.
Yeah, from Easter Island.
Shit, what were we just watching? One of the last couple things we watched was Emotion.
I can't remember if it was it Appleseed? No, it was before that.
It was before that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Immaterial.
Before that was Delirium, so I don't remember anything that happened before the beginning of January.
Go back, check the tape. You could figure it out. Anyway, continuing on. Like I said, I wouldn't belabor that one for too long. Just interesting that they're continuing their restructure. Hopefully, listen, I just want Bandai to succeed because they actually produce things I like. So
yes, they do.
Just don't re-headquarter over in like California. That'll be a problem. So the Oscars, as terrible as they've become, have snubbed anime once again.
For shame. Yeah, Miyazaki got some love, like maybe once, but
yeah, I mean, everyone's they used to be kind of consistent. Ghibli stuff would get in there, whatever. But
yeah,
no, nothing. I don't know that anything should get in there. Although, yeah, I don't know, it's the usual like Pixar did something. I don't care whether it's good or bad. Put it in here. I bet you it's good just because it's Pixar. And everything they do tends to be, even if I don't like it, it tends to be very well made.
I don't even know what they're up to anymore.
Encanto was the thing they just did.
Oh yeah.
And then they did that one that looked like, I never saw it, but the really cool looking one with like the Mexican Day of the Dead motifs and stuff.
Oh, that was years ago.
I remember. I think that was the one they did before. That looked really cool. Like just the look of it was awesome.
I saw an interview with the guy who like came up with it.
Yeah,
and he was just like this hilarious like chubby Mexican guy.
Heck yeah.
Like, yep, that's about right.
Yeah. Hey, look. This is the reason Guillermo del Toro was so awesome. It's not because he's, the trimmest guy around.
He was gregarious.
Heck yeah.
He just came out with a movie. Not to get off track.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it at some point because, I watch pretty much everything he does. I mean, we finally watched Crimson Peak.
Did you see he redid Pinocchio?
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet either.
That's got to
have to watch that.
Like strange and terrifying. Because the original Pinocchio was kind of terrifying.
It was strange and terrifying. And the original like story is even more strange and terrifying than the Disney ones.
Weird shit, man.
Yeah. All right. So so no anime at the Oscars, but apparently a live action film did get nominated for Best Picture. And I will say, the one thing, Drive My Car was the name of the film. I've never even heard of it.
I have heard of it.
The other thing I'll say about the Oscars is thanks for all those nominations for Dune. How the hell do you not nominate Denis Villeneuve? What the hell?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That man has done no wrong by me yet. And fucking Hollywood. Anyway, whatever. We won't talk about the Oscars anymore because it's just stupid. They're snubbing anime, so they can go to hell. So this was just a little bit of interesting news. Just because, of course, in Japan, this was a thing that still exists. Yeah, by October of 2023, so it's a long ways away, the Tsutaya retail chain will end their video rental business.
Whoa, video rental.
They still have video rentals.
DVDs, Blu-rays.
That's what I assume. I bet you they still have goddamn
Betamax.
Oh yeah, Japan was all about Beta.
I almost
and
said
Laserdisc.
I almost said VHS. I'm like, nah, Betamax, dog.
Oh yeah, Japan was all over Beta.
Laserdisc was kind of cool because it was just like a shiny record. It was like the same size as like vinyl, basically.
I remember watching Jurassic Park back in the day.
Oh,
My dad's friends.
The only one had is like Mike's dad.
The guy that lived next door to my father he moved, but who still works where I work, but he had it. He had one for some reason. He had a Laserdisc set up, and this was like mid to late 90s, and I remember watching Jurassic Park. But you had to change the damn thing over halfway through, like it was freaking Lord of the Rings extended edition. You know,
the only one I knew who had one was your boy Paul.
Yeah,
down the street.
Yep.
Like I remember watching a movie there once or twice.
I mean, yeah, better than tape, but DVD. Just
it was one of
crushed
those
it.
old guy things. Like every old guy who wanted to be like in on the new thing, like ran out and got a Laserdisc and a like ancient like $8 million projector.
Oh yeah, that was the jam back in the day. But anyway, yeah,
that was the jam for like the 2 months they were a thing, and then it was like disappeared.
Another video rental chain bites the dust. I still see red boxes around, so there's still a little bit of video rental that goes on.
Living in New England, you're not like a lot of more broke parts of the country still have that stuff.
Well,
you know
don't. It does. You don't have good infrastructure in some spots.
Yeah, it's like you can't stream because the internet sucks. So.
Between you and me, you probably get better shit in a red box than you do out of half these streams where like nothing's ever streamed.
I don't know if it's just me, but streaming seems to be getting worse and worse, especially over the last like month. Like everything is hard to find. Everything I look for is like not there, or you need to like pay extra money for it. Actually, no, it's just Amazon, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. So another thing we could waste money on.
I don't need any more of those, but
so this goes to the Japanese licensing and marketing thing. Amano, your boy Yoshitaka Amano.
Oh yeah.
Did a pairing of art stuff with sake release.
Oh man, I want it now.
So apparently there was an ultimate set where you get to privately interview Amano. That would just be weird.
Oh my god, yes.
I mean, it's cool, but it's a little.
I don't. Does he speak English?
I'm assuming he does, because him and Kikuchi were always like all over all the Western like vampire stuff and everything else. So.
Yeah, it's true. So he kind of must.
And plus, he does a lot of conventions over here. I bet you he does. God, I love Amano's art. Always have. If anybody's not familiar, like if you ever seen that old, really kind of wispy looking Final Fantasy art for like the older Final Fantasy games, actually they even still use them for some of the newer ones.
Yeah,
That's
did that,
Amano.
and he did
Vampire
Hunter D.
Yeah, any of those Vampire Hunter D covers, anything like that. Like, his art is great. I have Coffin, nice coffee table book, like the big Vampire Hunter D one. I bought it on sale years ago. Anyway, yeah, these are limited too, like 140 sets, 65 sets, 30 sets. Like 275 is the cheapest one. So
where can you get them?
Can
you even get them in the States?
No, they are. This is specifically a U.S. release.
Oh man, want my money?
They're exclusively to customers based in the U.S. through the Takasan online store.
Oh shit, I can just order it.
And then you can also buy it in store if you're in Dallas, but that's just the sake, I guess.
I'm very far away from Dallas.
Yeah, so, okay, so what do we got here? What do these come with? So the first one, the $275 one, comes with a box set of the Bleed Them Dry premium sake, so black and red, so it's 2 bottles of sake.
Nice.
One print featuring Amano's BTD sake illustration with digital autograph. That's not an autograph.
Whatever.
And a video message from Amano.
That is hilarious.
That's kind of cool. I wonder if it's like Mission Impossible if it blows up.
It like explodes.
Immolates itself. Second one's the Bloodthirsty Vampire set, limited to 65 sets. You get the sake box set. You get 3 prints with digital autographs. Ooh, and the video message. And that's $295. So I mean, you get 2 more prints for $20. Like, yeah, that's probably the way to go.
Probably nice prints too.
And then the Eternal Vampire Amano VIP set. Only 30 of these. $389. So you get the sake, you get a Shikishi autograph board actually signed by Amano. No, this is digital crap.
Wow. Is it an NFT fucking
No.
signature?
So for almost $100, you basically have to pay almost $100 to get a mono signature, which
It's a lot of money.
yeah, it's a lot of money.
Mono's kind of old. I doubt he wants to be like signing shit all day.
Oh, man, he's got better things to do. I'm not complaining. I've never been much of an autograph collector, so I don't really.
No, I couldn't care less.
I have some stuff that I kind of like that's got some autographs.
I have stuff
on it.
that's autographed that I didn't even want because it was autographed. I
Yes.
just happened to get it,
Hey, the giant Robo poster I have with the.
Oh yeah, I got one too.
With what's his name's signature on it.
I laminated it so it wouldn't get fucked up too.
Yeah, mine's still just rolled up in a thing.
I gotta frame it. I got so many posters like that. I gotta frame.
Hell yeah! Oh, don't you have that? You have that awesome Pat Labor one, don't you?
Yes.
With the alligator.
I got a ton of those.
Good stuff.
I saved up so many. I want to just like wallpaper a wall with them because I just have so many.
Yeah. Things to do, or do a table and then just poly it or something.
Oh, resin.
Resin.
Get that clear resin.
That's the word. Yep. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Get a couple more bits of news here. So, Secret Lab, who makes like 8 billion different kinds of gamer chairs.
They're all uncomfortable as fuck.
And that's what I've heard. Well, regardless, you can at least look cool. By look cool, I mean no one will be able to see it because you'll be sitting in it. But they're doing Attack on Titan chairs.
What about your Twitch channel?
Well, I mean, you still can't see it if you're not in it. I suppose you could not be. Well, if you're on your Twitch channel and you're in your hot tub doing your hot tub stream, you could put the chair next to it, I guess.
Yeah, man, showing off my titties.
I suppose you could do it that way.
Showing off my man boobs.
Yeah, too hairy. So, yeah, they got Attack on Titan chairs. There's pictures of Levi and Eren here. Well, Eren from like 5 seasons ago.
It would be cool if it was a Titan. It was just like the headrest was eating your head.
That would actually be way cooler. These just have
like chewing the back of your neck out.
These just have the scout colors with the scout symbol.
Lame.
So they are kind of, I mean, they look all right, but they're kind of basic.
That reminds me of the Voltron Reeboks. They were just Reeboks in the color. Reeboks that already existed in the color of Voltron.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was stupid and expensive. It didn't really come with anything else.
Anyway, I just thought it was another good, here's yet more. And this is another US based one. So that lets merchandise, everything under the sun is starting to leak its way into the US as, anime's popularity continues to ascend.
Good. I want more cool stuff.
Agreed.
Take my sweaty money.
All right. And my last bit of news is, Amazon is raising their Prime subscription price by $20 from $119 to $139. After making record profits, and
I watched an awesome video the other day that explained how they lose a fuck ton of money on Prime.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
But they extort all the third-party sellers to such a degree that it that it actually makes the money.
Yeah,
because they're evil as fuck.
Of course it does. Except now they're going to also raise the price of Prime, and I guess I'll give them this.
That's that 7% inflation, dog.
No, man, it's not that. You got to pay for your woke Lord of the Rings series somehow, right? Like,
well, you got to pay for it when it doesn't actually.
Well, it's not going to make any money. It's going to generate a lot of negative money. So I guess you got to preemptively charge people more money.
That's
going to
be one of those where everybody jumps on it. It's going to be like He-Man style. Everybody jumps on it, tears it apart, and then never speaks of it again.
Yep, it will be resigned to the dustbin of
or
history.
Should I? No, Cowboy Bebop even more so. That's like that style.
All the same. I mean, He-Man, you only got it twice because they released it in 2 parts. If not, I think it would have been even quicker.
Oh yeah,
more quickly resigned to the dustbin of history.
Well, there's always a new thing to hate on. Like if you're a merchant of that.
Well, you don't like thinking about Evelyn seducing Skeletor? Like it's something to do? And Skeletor being the dumbest jackass alive and not in the funny kind of way? No?
I don't know.
No? And He-Man being King Cuck? Oh, sorry. We're not going to talk about that. Because it's painful and terrible, and no one should ever watch it.
Listen, the only cartoon character I ever wanted to take to Pound Town was fucking Baroness, son.
It's those glasses, man. It's always those glasses.
Those like my first crush. Before I even know what girls were about. Like,
whatever anybody else that grew up in the 80s.
Whatever that is, I like it.
Well, skin tight black leather outfit, pale skin, black hair. She's got the lipstick, and she's got the freaking glasses. Like, man, she knew librarians were hot before librarians being hot was the thing. Or I guess Sunbow or whoever the hell did the animation knew
Right.
librarians were hot before.
And whoever drew her was not messing around.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, but anyway, that is the news.
It's
so,
over.
You want to talk about some current episodes of stuff?
I do.
You want to let's save Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan and let's talk about whatever other stuff you've been watching that.
Sabakui
Bisco. I saw some screenshots of the latest episode. It looked freaking awesome. I really got to start watching that.
It's pretty standard shonen so far. It has all your stock tropes. It's really interesting though. I like its style.
I really like the look of it. So yeah, that'll be next to catch up on. Now
it gets
hardcore up on
too. There's weird old people that kidnap you and murder you and all kinds of stuff. It gets
very Higurashi.
It gets into it gets down and dirty with the apocalypse. You know what I mean? You can't mess around because there's weirdos everywhere.
I'm a cannibal dog.
It's good though. It's still highly recommended.
Okay, so still continued on, still good.
I'm gonna get it right this time. Fuck, what is it? What is that show called?
You're obviously not going to get it right this time.
How a realist hero... What is it? The Kingdom? Save the Kingdom?
Sure.
Whatever.
I know exactly the show
you're
talking
talking
about.
I butcher it every fucking week because I'm retarded.
It's like
what I'm talking about.
It's like how to try to pick up girls in a dungeon.
Yeah, I always fucked that one up too.
Because you try to... Whatever. Title's too damn long.
Anyway,
Papers and Paychecks.
Yes. I'll get down to that when we're talking about light novels, because those every single anime with a giant stupid title, it's always a fucking light novel.
Fair enough.
Anyway, that show's funny because he's taking all his cues on how to deal with running a kingdom from Machiavelli, and he's constantly quoting him.
That's
and
evil.
Shit. Yeah, it's because he's that's the opposite point of the show. He's supposed to be the super benevolent king and everything, but he's just okay. There's these all these retainers that are they're talking to other countries, going behind his back. And there's only two guys who are cool, and there's a Machiavelli quote in what is it, The Prince? I think it's called.
That's his book. Yes,
yeah.
The Prince.
But anyway, it's okay, if you're gonna run a country like this, you have to do you have to do awful things, but you have to do them all at once. Don't let it trickle. Just get them all done at once and don't worry about it. So he basically just has all those guys killed in one fell swoop by his secret ninja corps that nobody knew he had.
Well, that got a lot more hardcore than I thought that show would ever get.
It's weird. It goes from amazingly wholesome to I'm Machiavellian shit. And super hardcore. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. It keeps it spicy.
I liked it when I watched those couple episodes. It's just it wasn't. There's too many things to watch.
Yeah, and that was one of those seasons that had a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But anyway, that little bit of Machiavelli keeps it from being too bland.
Sure,
it's the only thing that keeps it standing.
It's a little bit of spice,
and it's got some harem action, old school Tenchi style.
Of course, it does.
Tip top. I was just bitching that kind of died off, but it's back.
They even do that a little bit in Shield Hero, so they're getting
they're laying into it though, because he has to have wives and consorts and all this shit, and they just keep adding them.
How to try to pick up girls in a dungeon, and
yeah.
I know what you mean though. It's reaching Tenchi levels of there's 5, 6, 7, 8 women that are all over him. Yeah. Okay, calm down.
And he has to marry some of them because he's the king, and everybody's always trying to give him his daughter. Blah blah blah. Anyway, I'm entertained.
Okay. Any other shows you're keeping up on?
Aside from Lupin, and we're both the same spot on that. So
yeah, we gotta catch up. Well, we'll save some. We got enough Lupin talk today.
Yeah,
people don't need to hear about Lupin all the time. They need to be watching Lupin all the time.
Yeah,
they need to hear about it all the time.
I don't want to make this a Lupin.
This could become
podcast.
a Lupin podcast pretty easily. So let's talk about Attack on Titan. Let's do Attack on Titan first.
Oh God, I think it's convoluted, almost too much.
See, to me, they took not Groundhog Day. They took Back to the Future.
Yep.
They took Back to the Future, and they jammed it together with I don't know, pick your trippy David Lynch or whatever
right.
movie of choice, right? Where it's just oh God, what are you doing?
The whole I could see what the fuck
so there's going to be spoilers here. Lots of spoilers. You don't want to hear this, skip ahead a minute or two.
Yeah. But anyway,
when Aaron and Zeke's father can like see Zeke, you can see Aaron.
Yeah, like they're in.
Aaron convinces his own father to do the killing because he wasn't willing to do it himself.
Yeah,
because Aaron is a straight psychopath.
Yeah, it turns out Aaron was a bad man the whole time.
Which I mean, I love the dichotomy of like there's two ways to go. Like either our race, like they've both taken extremist positions. There probably is a middle position that makes a hell of a lot more sense because it seems like. Marley is really the genocidal assholes, and the other people wouldn't be as willing to just kill all the
because
Eldians.
In a flashback, the Marleyans were like always attacking Eldian villages, like before they had Titans.
They're the oldest enemies, right? So like, I think there's a middle position there where like you could deal with the Marleyans and then make peace with everybody else, but no, it's either. All the Eldians must die through attrition and euthanasia, right? Or everybody else on the planet must die through stomping by giant titans. And I do like the part where Armin is just like, no, man, he's just gonna go, take him out, take out the Marley. It's gonna be great. Like just the military and headquarters, he's gonna stop it. And then he's like. Hey, wait, he doesn't need that many Titans to do that. Why do these Titans keep coming out of these walls? Like, oh no, son. Oh no, he's only here to stop
yeah, the wall's
Earth.
Gone. Every single Titan in the wall, he took them, and they're just rolling.
And his plan worked because he knew exactly what Ymir wanted. Like, no. Ymir is genocidal from old times.
Oh, yeah.
Ymir is mad as fuck at everybody for killing her. And
she got shit on epically hard forever. So, I mean.
Well, and what the Titans come from that like I don't even know weird amoeba alien
some weird
monster.
Like parasite
looked like some shit out of friggin' The Abyss. James Cameron, by the way, go watch that movie. It's pretty good.
Michael Crichton, right?
No, you're thinking of Sphere.
Oh, sorry. And the Congo and
Sphere the movie is decent. Book is better. Congo the movie is terrible. Book is good. But the Sphere movie is pretty good. Also watch Event Horizon because why not? Anyway,
Event Horizon is good.
I've got a Sam Neill through line going. So. Yeah, weird, whatever. That was cool, but like, we'll see if we get any more explanation on that. But yeah, I mean, holy shit, they are going off, like blowing Aaron's head off, then having him like get Ymir's power, and that freaking monster just grows out of his head and reconnects it, and then he turns into what is he, a giant dragon? Like, what the fuck is he?
I don't know what the fuck that thing is. He's just like this giant. It's like. A brontosaurus skeleton.
I don't even know. Like, he's just a being of pure rage at this point. Like, he's just mad. Now, we'll see, because, there's a lot of, like, feints and double backs and whatever.
Oh, my God. It never stops. It's like, Zeke's got one up on him. No, Aaron's got one up on him. No, Zeke's got the upper hand.
But this is Aaron's secret plan, and it's like...
It's just so convoluted.
Who the hell knows?
I think they could have done all this shit inside the first half of the season. Like, all this is superfluous. Like, you should just had him, like, stomp the world out and call it a day.
Yeah, well, look.
Too much fucking backstory and
Attack on Titan has donked a bit.
A bit.
At the end of the day, it'll probably end up about... It's going to be interesting. I think the two shows we're talking about now, we're talking about Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer, are going to be very similar. Like, I think they're going to have very similar episode counts, because Demon Slayer's up to episode 44... I think it's 44.
Demon Slayer has very little fucking around.
No.
A lot of pacing.
But what I'm saying is, episode count-wise, I think they're going to end up similar.
Probably, yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting comparison.
I think Demon Slayer's like halfway-ish through.
Yeah, so I looked it up the other day. Like, they are adapting, I think, chapter like 96 in the manga, and the manga is a little over 200 chapters.
Yeah.
And they're on episode like 44. And Attack on Titan's on episode 80 or 81. I think it's 80. So, like I said, I think they're going to end up in a very similar spot, assuming the pacing is similar for the second half of Demon Slayer.
And I also assume that Attack on Titan is going to have, like, last season part fucking 23.
I don't know.
It's got to end this
If anything, they'll do a movie. I could see them doing that. I don't know. Because I haven't read the manga, because they could be, like, 2 episodes away. But I'm with you that I have a feeling it'll be, like, they'll finish this season, whether it's probably not going to be a full 12. It'll probably be like 8 or 10 or something.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Because it feels like it started a little late.
He's already running, I don't know, across the ocean to stomp things. So.
Yeah. Regardless, I could see them reserving like 3 episodes worth of material, 4 episodes worth of
For a
material
fucking
as a movie. I could see that happening.
Especially since movies are like anime movies are making
They're crushing it.
now.
So I could see that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they got to like make you wait the most amount of time for the end of
Demon
a
Slayer,
show.
after making all that money, I'm sure is going to reserve another mini arc or something for a movie. Like, they're going to do it. You know, why would you not?
I mean, you can't.
Matter of fact, apparently,
if it's between seasons, I really don't care.
Before we move on,
it's not holding nothing up.
Do you have anything else you want to say about Attack on Titan?
I don't know. I was completely wrong. It went away. I thought it was not going to go.
Yeah, it's keeping me interested.
Which I like. It was a little bit too much back and forth, though. They're all like too many feints. Like
it's Attack on Titan. It doesn't surprise me. Like, where's Annie? They haven't done. That is the weirdest thing. Like, after the end of the first season, she crystallized herself, and now where is she? Why didn't they just eat her? Like, what is going on?
I have no idea. And she's still there, as far as I know.
I don't know.
And then they do nothing else with Princess backstory.
Oh yeah, she showed up again in this episode, kind of as a side character once again.
So I don't know. It seems like they went. There's a lot of things not getting tied up, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't. Okay,
the Annie thing, I don't think will ever get tied up. You might see more Princess.
She get her own OVA. Who knows? So let's move on.
To be a crystal.
Oh Jesus! Let's move on to Demon Slayer, just because I'm with you. I think Demon Slayer, at least in its adapted form, because I've heard the manga is not quite as good, but although it's sold so much, I don't know if I believe that.
I think it's just the way it lends itself to anime better.
Yes. Well, and the way it's adapted, and the colors, and UFO Table's done a phenomenal job with it. UFO Table, however you pronounce it. So Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. I mean, freaking awesome, right? Like, ridiculous. Like, they stretched it out just enough. And again, there will be spoilers for Demon Slayer, so if you're not caught up, don't skip ahead a little bit.
If you're not caught up, why?
I know, right? You really should just stop right now, catch up, and then turn this back on. So Demon Slayer, holy shit!
Every episode has,
it looks amazing.
The intensity of an animation of like a full-length movie.
Phenomenal, right? It looks good. They spent money on it. I mean, the direction is great. Yeah, it's... God, is it good. And, the main character is so goddamn likable, it's just ridiculous, right?
Yeah, like they really slam dunked it with Tanjiro.
Because, that's the thing with shonen, right? And I think we should talk about this more in length at some point, that a lot of times the main character is not the coolest or best or people's favorite character.
That's
they're
true.
good, they're fine, but a lot of people like the side characters.
Oh, yeah, if you ever look at those, like the fan polls they do, like Shonen Jump and shit, it's always some like weird... like villain or something.
And not always, but like,
character.
Because a lot of times the main character, like One Piece, like Luffy's almost always the most popular, but like Zoro's close.
Yeah.
And then you get like Robin because people like, dark-haired girls with big titties. But, and Nami because people like red-haired girls with big titties.
Mostly the titties,
You understand. Right? But yeah, freaking ridiculous, right? And they finally wrapped up, well, not completely. So apparently the last episode... there is only going to be one more episode this season, which is a little sad. But
everybody's dead, so it doesn't matter.
They're not. Ridiculous.
That is like an over-the-top way to end it. That's
like nuke the downtown.
Like Tanjiro's basically dead. Uzui, yeah. Uzui's basically dead. Like the other two are basically dead, and then it's just like fucking blood demon explosion.
It's fine. It'll be fine. But it's going to be 45 minutes. So that you're just going to get one long episode to finish basically a double episode to finish, which is cool.
I could sit in the closet and cry because there's no more for like forever.
Oh, I know it'll be a while, but it's good because it's a good cutting point. It's like halfway through.
Well, Shield Hero's coming back next. So,
there
so
will be
like
plenty more,
take
which is good.
Space.
But
Goblin Slayer's coming back soon too.
Yes, I said that earlier. So I really love how they did it. Like, again, the most ridiculous. It's very fan servicey with like. And Nosuke is still my favorite. When he pops up, he's like, "What? You mean you think I can't like move my organs around? Screw you!"
That was so retarded. But that's like a classic thing. You know what I mean?
But he's the character that can get away with that. He's the ridiculous asshole with the retarded looking boar head.
Yeah,
of course he could get away with it, right? So he's like, "I move my organs around, and I'm from the mountains, so poison doesn't hurt me." Like, okay, sure,
whatever you say, bro.
Doing work.
They did troll us though. Like there was no more Nezuko. I figured like at the end of the other episode, like when they were falling off the
that thing would break.
It would just break.
And it did, but she was just sleeping.
So yeah, I think she was just spent. So
which is fine. It lets Tanjiro shine, and then of course, friggin' Uzuri wasn't dead yet. He might be dead now, but he wasn't dead yet. Like,
fine.
He did work. God, that whole arc, like, and to do basically 6-7 episodes of fighting without slack. Like, it wasn't like a Dragon Ball Z, like, I'm powering up.
It was
like,
paced so intense.
Yeah.
Like, every episode was just like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Very intense, right? Like, it's the kind of thing where it was tough to, like, an episode would be over, you'd be like, no.
And it would always end when he was about to cut somebody's head off or, like, about to get killed. They just cut it, like, the worst spots. Or the best spots, depending on how you look at it.
Agreed. So it's, goddamn, I can't say enough good things. Like, to me, Demon Slayer, I think when it's done in its totality, will be the best kind of contained shonen that's come out since Brotherhood.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right? Like,
it's definitely on that tier, yeah.
Oh, easily. Because I think, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is, like, the toppest tier of those, shorter shonen shows, right? That they don't just drag on for forever. They have a story to tell. They tell it in 100 or less episodes and good to go, right? And, Attack on Titan is very much in that same vein. Demon Slayer is in that vein. Hero Academy is probably in that vein. It's looking like it, but it's going to be hard to tell.
It's kind of different.
As opposed to something like Black Clover or, One Piece or something like that, right?
Black Clover is
a lot longer.
Going the distance.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Shows that are...
That's going to be hundreds of episodes.
Much, much longer, right? And that's fine. They're just different styles. But, if you haven't been watching... Demon Slayer is probably the best thing that's come out in the last forever, right? Like, I know Attack on Titan is good. A lot of people like it. Demon Slayer is just...
Attack on Titan...
To me, it's more pure entertainment.
Attack on Titan is brutally inconsistent. Mm-hmm. And it's paced very poorly where you get all amped up for stuff that's just like, nah, have an entire season of backstory.
Yeah.
About a character no one fucking cares about.
Yes.
But the idea is so cool that it sucks you in. So it's really... It's one
really
of those
shows that will be much better when it's all out and you can just watch it. Because it's always better when you hit like a slow spot like that. If you can just plow through it, it's still interesting enough. You'll watch episode after episode. Yeah. But you'll be able to watch it in a couple days, a week, or whatever. It was just
once they finally gave up those tidbits of information.
Yeah.
It was after like second season or whatever. You know what I mean? Once you figured out the whole what was in the basement thing, it really had a hard time. After that, it got weird.
That mystery was pushing you to just watch more and more.
Yeah,
and more.
like once it gave all that away, it was just kind of... And they didn't...
It's harder.
The way they structured the second, like, kind of half of it, they didn't... Like, there was other mysteries to solve, but they didn't really, like...
The payoff is not as well structured as it is in Demon Slayer. It's not...
You know what it reminds me of?
It's not as expertly written.
Remember Scried?
I do remember Scried.
That was like, that had that same problem. Like, it basically ended after 13 episodes, but they did another 13 episodes. It was just like, this is weird and kind of boring.
It's like the Leisner problem.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that completely killed it for me.
It didn't kill it. I'm still fucking watching it like an idiot.
But like,
but,
No, but I'm with you that it's just not as... Listen,
it's just not.
We're nitpicking here, right? Like, it's still in the top tier of.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just because it's
of those shows, it's hard when you're comparing it to something like Demon Slayer, and you're like, holy crap, that thing. Now, Demon Slayer could fall flat on its fucking face to have a terrible ending. Like, who knows? So could Attack on Titan. So we're gonna find.
Well, the thing is with Demon Slayer, like the window dressing is extremely basic, but the writing is phenomenal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
But it's the exact opposite with Attack on Titan. The window dressing is fucking amazing, but the writing is like, a little hit or miss.
Yeah. All right. We've blathered on enough about both those. They're excellent. Catch up on them. Let's talk about light novels.
It's time for the mystery of light novels.
Talk about light novels a bit.
So I was noticing, like, every anime I've watched recently has been light novels.
Yep.
And then I did a little looking back, and it's like way more stuff than you think comes from light novels. And because when I think of anime, like 90% of it comes from manga, right?
That's usually what you think, right?
Yeah. But it's
original. But
actually, probably from what I was reading, like probably 2/3 of it is light novels now.
I could believe it because like so much stuff is,
But light novels are such a weird.
A lot
thing.
of the isekai stuff is.
It's such an odd thing because it's longer than a short story, but it's not like a million novels. You know what I mean?
But it's still, Japanese light novels are an interesting phenomenon because to me, there's a lot of American novels or Western novels, I should say, because they're not all American, that are the same thing, right? Like Devolution, which I just read, right? That's a light novel. It's 200 pages.
That's like a perfect example.
It's 200 pages. You read it. I mean, I could have read it in a day. I could have read it in a morning and an hour or two into the afternoon. I could have just read it. Like it's
that
very
book
short.
sucks you the fuck in too.
It does.
I mean, you just can't stop reading it.
Pulp of old is anything that was novel length.
That's exactly what made me think about this. Because like I really want like pulp style short stories to come back, and light novels are the closest thing to it.
Outside of stuff that's just like adapted from other properties, where like you can get light novels all day in 40K. Like if you like Warhammer, sure you can get that, but it would be nice to get them more innovative and for things that aren't just licensed properties.
And it's like a completely separate thing. You'll get like light novels. It'll be like a series of like 5 or 6 books or whatever, kind of like in the same vein as manga.
5, 6, 8, 9, 15. Who knows? Yeah.
Because it's like the how many books are there of Full Metal Panic?
7, 8.
Like
I don't remember.
7 or 8. I don't know. I read them at one point.
I don't remember.
But yeah, like I would love more of that stuff. Like I would like them to get popular over here instead of just manga. It's great the manga's as big as it is.
They actually bring over more than you think. It's just it's not as popular because you don't see it. Like if you seek it out, you can find it.
Yeah, but it's not like everywhere.
But I mean, it's getting better. Like if you go look at, a lot of times you got to look in the manga section, which it is interesting because like, is it in the manga section? Is it in the novel section? Is it sci-fi? Where is it?
Yeah.
I remember like Vampire Hunter D, another
example. If you're smart, you put it in the manga section.
Yeah, like Vampire Hunter D books. Those were probably some of the first ones that were really adapted to come over here. When that craze started in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
When they really started to do Japanese novels over here, 12 Kingdoms. Yep. So remember the series for that was huge, which, hey, Japan, there's another thing you could revisit because you only adapted half of it.
That's true, yeah.
I think they're starting now. Legend of Galactic Heroes, they're bringing the novels over.
Yeah. I just want that stuff to pop off because then it'll lead to other stuff like that getting big over here.
Yeah, and how many people watch something like Edge of Tomorrow and didn't even realize what it's based on?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, how many people watch something like Squid Game and don't realize the history there? Mm-hmm. Right? With
that's what I mean.
Like Battle Royale.
There's a lot of stuff like that just you don't realize where it came from.
You don't realize where it came from at all, right? And like I said earlier, sometimes it's hard because like an anime could be based on the light novel or it could be based on the manga that's based on the light novel. Like I think that newer Arslan series was an adaptation of the manga that was based on the light novel.
Yeah, they do that a lot too.
They do that. That happens. Like, is it in between or not? It's hard to tell sometimes, which I want more of that. I wish they would do more. I really like that series.
Oh, yeah, they just kind of crapped out, and I haven't heard anything about it either.
It's Japan,
like
wait till it
5
builds
years
up
from
and
now,
it'll come out. Like,
yeah,
who knows?
Cool one.
Like those new Legend of Galactic Heroes, the newer adaptation, which not everybody likes. I like it. It's good. Coming out.
It's not that much different that I really.
Yeah, it's a little. It reminds me of 90s stuff. It's a little more over the top and a little less subdued, which it needs to be a little less subdued because the original is a little too subdued for 100+ episode thing.
Yeah, it gets a little slow.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I like that kind of rewatching Star Trek's 2, 4, and 6. Even ones were the best for the originals anyway.
I never thought of it.
You get used to something that's. And you appreciate something that is a little more subdued, right? It isn't just over the top garbage the whole time. You're like, this is good. I like this,
Well, I mean, Legend of Galactic Heroes was more about the chess match, between those two guys.
Yeah, agreed.
Until what's-his-face dies.
Lowen Graham. And don't be spoiling like things halfway through Legend of Galactic
Said
Heroes.
what's-his-face.
Yeah, I know. So
if you can figure out who what's-his-face is,
there's a lot of characters in there, so you probably can't. Although the kind of really only 2 options. Anyway, I don't know. Like, light novels are an interesting phenomenon to me. The fact that they're adapting them at this rate is good. I think it's good that they're not just mining manga. And, because if you have a good popular concept And books to me are always a good source for adaptation, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Of course they are. That just makes a lot of sense. And there's a lot of stuff to be mined there, right? So we'll see. I'm assuming that trend's going to continue.
I just thought it was wild how many things start out as light novels.
Yeah.
And that should, like, if it's something like How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Fuck,
there's extra words in there.
Yes. That is my bitch about light novels.
Titles are
anything
long.
with a long title like that is always from a light novel.
Yeah. Not that they all have long titles. Like Goblin Slayer is not very long.
No, but they have like anything with a weird long title like that pisses me off. It's always light novels. Yeah. Anyway, like I would hope that people would want to read the light novels after, because the show is so popular.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get more of it translated. And I get that it's not, having read a bunch of the Vampire RPG stuff, which I think had very good translations, there's always something lost in translation.
That one, there was a couple books where it was just like, this doesn't make those get weird anyway, but it made like extra lessons.
There are times where
lost in translation.
There's lost in translation, right? And especially between Japanese and English, because they're just so dissimilar, right? Japan has
it's a tough one.
So many situations that you have to infer from context, and if the translator makes a wrong context decision there, you're gonna have problems.
Then Shinji's gay.
Whoa. That was agenda driven, obviously.
I know, that was just a funny one. Because that's been a thing since
and that's been a problem.
Early 2000s.
And that's been a problem with some of the translators, right? Like there's things that get inserted because, and it's not just agenda driven stuff, just because the translator's like, I'm just gonna do this, it'll be cool.
It's a point of view thing,
Yeah, they just see it that way, even though that's not really how it was meant. So yeah, you're always gonna have that issue. But unfortunately I'm not having the time to learn moon runes anytime soon. So
anyway, with shit like Full Metal Panic, where they it's hard not to go read the light novels because
you want to see the end.
Christ knows when you're going to get the rest of it. They'll do like a season every literally 20 years.
8 or 10 episodes and they'd be done. Whatever. That's my complaint. Anyway, not really much of a deep dive there into anything related to light novels.
I thought it was a fascinating phenomenon.
Yeah, more like
something to keep your eye on.
Yeah, exactly. Go check it out. Go check it out on your own. See what's being translated. See what, maybe your favorite series has a light novel series. You can get ahead of it. I know a lot of people like to do that, right? You don't want to wait for the anime to get adapted.
It depends on what seasons. It is, but if it's something I get really into and I know they're not going to keep
especially
doing
if
it.
Well, if they're not going to keep
Full
doing
Metal
it,
Panic, where it's sporadic as fuck.
But even if they are going to keep doing it, sometimes it's it's full of mysteries and you're like, I just want to fucking know. And I want to know right now. So, you might have a translated light novel out there you can just go read. Unlikely because they don't translate them that quickly, but maybe we'll get there, right? Where stuff's coming out.
I'm just saying
you're
probably going to see more of them, now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, I think this is also a plea to bring that format and idea back to the U.S. We're getting it, again, I think you get it plenty with adapted things like Star Wars, Warhammer especially.
Yeah, just those shorter stories.
You get it. And don't get me wrong, a lot of Warhammer books are 400 pages, but there's plenty of them that are 200-300 that are they fulfill that purpose.
Not everything has to be the fucking Expanse.
No, we need I like short stories. I want to bring that back. But you want a combo.
The Expanse each one of those books is probably only 200 pages. If you ever read one,
the text is very large.
There's 4 lines of text on every page because they space it.
Yeah,
so
very
large. And the type is super big.
Which is fine. Those are very light novel in quality, even though they're because they're very pulpy.
Oh yeah,
and that's what I'd like to see more of.
Excellent books, by the way.
But
I finally read the last one.
Better than the series.
Excellent,
way better than the series. But that's why I want to see more of that, more stuff like The Expanse, where it is its own thing.
Yeah,
and it is its own
and you
universe.
get a nice series of kind of shortish stories.
Very much wanted. All right. Anyway, we're gonna move on to our last bit here.
It's review time.
We're gonna gush a bit about Lupin the Third, the First.
We're gonna talk yet more shit about Lupin.
Yeah. So this was something that slipped under my radar a bit. I didn't really know it existed.
I didn't even know it existed. Yeah.
And it came out 2019. I
remember when it came out, but it was so long ago, and so much weird shit happened between now and then. So kind of
it's got Lupin style. So it's CG, but it's got they spent some damn money on it. It's got very good CG, and it's got kind of a Pixar-ish quality to it.
Yeah, it has that same kind of like.
It's got that level of polish. I think it does.
Everybody's smooth and round.
Maybe not quite that good, but
but it's getting there.
But it's got that level of polish to me, that same standard, and it's got, but it keeps the style of Lupin, right? Like
it's funny because all the character designs are very
right.
Pixar, but they're all what you'd expect Lupin to look like.
And it doesn't mess with the formula. It's not like again, something Japan's always been good at. It's not like it's a for children thing, so it's like, oh my God, Jigen can't have a gun?
Put away Fujiko's
No
titties.
way. Yeah, Fujiko can't have giant titties and be sexy. Like
no smoking allowed.
No smoking. Like, no. All that stuff happens. I mean,
stock Lupin.
I think only in the opening or somewhere Lupin has his gun, but that's been the thing with Lupin for forever.
Lupin rarely uses his
gun, rarely uses that P38, man. It's not brought out. But for his character, he wouldn't be pulling out the jammy that often.
No,
so
that's Jigen's job.
I have no problem. Well, you're right about that, and I think they realized that a while ago. So, well, Jigen being a very different character in the anime than he is in the manga. So, yeah, it's CG. So the cool thing to me about it, one, it was very well written. It definitely had a lot of Castle Cagliostro influence.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With the young girl and the way
you
that
had your
worked.
stock like damsel in distress that he has to help out.
The way Zenigata had all his like goons.
Yeah, right.
But it's set. It's a period piece. Like it's set when the original manga would have been set in the 60s.
Yeah, which is super cool.
Which is really cool, right? Because I think they've done a phenomenal job of updating it, way better than James Bond has done. Updating itself.
God, yes.
For the modern world, apart from some things like Casino Royale and GoldenEye that were excellent. But they did an excellent job updating it. But this is back in time, right? This is period piece. It's got the classic Nazi threat, and it makes sense because again, of the time, it's not like it's in 2021. There's Nazis everywhere. Like, despite what some people will tell you, that's not the case.
No.
But in the 1960s, a bunch of like ex-actual Nazis that are trying to.
Oh yeah, it was still kicking around.
Bring back the Reich. Hey, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good plot point. So that's pretty cool. It's got that cool adventure Indiana Jones style. It's basically Lupin plus Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, like the
James Bond plus
the girl
Indiana
he's
Jones.
helping out as an archaeologist, and they have to find a fucking puzzle book and shit.
And they got like a puzzle book, and then it's got a diary in it, very Indiana Jones, very Grail diary.
Oh,
There's even 3 trials.
Yeah.
That's very Last Crusade. But I don't mind. It's got some derivative stuff, but of course it does. It should. It's
what
pulp.
Doesn't have derivative stuff? Every story that's ever going to be told has been told.
The voice, as always, the voice acting, Japanese voice acting, I didn't listen to the American one, is excellent. It's still got the original Jigen, who this is one of the last things he did. I mean, the last thing he did was episode 0 of the new series, but one of the last things he did before he decided to retire.
He's old, man.
Man.
Let that man retire.
And you could hear it. He's gotten old, but it works perfectly for Jigen because that's what his voice should be.
Crusty old man.
It should be crusty. It's got all the classic Lupin tropes, freaking
everything.
Zenigata's there chasing Lupin endlessly and getting fooled. Freaking.
And they got team up.
Yeah, Jigen's, shooting his way to victory, making ridiculous shots that make no sense.
Fujiko fucks him over before the thing even starts.
Of course. Tiny car.
But then they end up on the same side. And
then she screws him over again because that's what Fujiko does.
Yeah.
Goemon's cutting everything in half as he should be.
Oh God, did he cut that like ridiculous whole bus in half?
Oh yeah, it was like the paddy wagon that freaking Lupin was in. Cut it right in half.
How do you know he wouldn't cut Lupin in half?
Man, it's just he knows Lupin knows to get the hell out of the way.
Could
have cut Zenigata in half, but yeah,
whatever.
Hey, listen, all those other guys that were in that paddy wagon are very dead too. We won't talk about that.
It like blew up. Or
I don't really say that. And then the Letitia, the girl, like she's not as young as in Castle Cagliostro, although similar-ish age,
but college age,
maybe a little older. Yeah,
because she wants to go to college in the States.
Yeah, she wants to go, to go to school for archaeology, and there's a cool thing where like she's got a grandfather that very early on it's obvious it's not actually her grandfather. Like he's actually a Nazi and he's evil. But
super evil.
But he's not really aligned with the cause. He's just more of a egomaniac asshole.
Yeah, he's like really hateable. They do a really good job of just making him the worst weasel.
But then he redeems himself right at the end. At the end of his life.
As much as he can, really.
He redeems himself. That's pretty cool. As much as you could. And then it gets a little wacky at the end. You know, you got some ancient astronaut technology going on.
Hell yeah.
Which is kind of cool, but it fits for the period. It fits for that 60s sci-fi feel.
Yep.
It's the one thing I thought they did right about Indiana Jones and the crystal diaper. Right?
Yes.
Was, as much as that movie has a lot of problems,
the idea was good.
It to 50s pulp, 50s and 60s pulp, where it was alien based.
You know what's funny?
Made a hell of a lot of sense. Hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah, there was kind of too many problems with it. I think it would have played better now that everybody's all ancient astronauts all the time.
Well, yeah, because
it was kind of before that.
It didn't play very well, mainly because
it's ridiculous.
It was just, it had writing issues. If they fixed a couple of their writing issues and made it a little less silly, but it's hard to say because the Indiana Jones movies kind of descend into silliness. You know what I mean? Like, they get sillier as you go along.
I can't even critique that one without rewatching it because I barely remember any of it.
They nuked the fridge, man.
That's the only.
I was done from the beginning.
That's the only part I remember. That and like
swinging
the
through the trees with the monkey. Yeah, see, exactly.
You remember
everybody
all,
remembers
the worst garbage.
Going over a waterfall in a Jeep or whatever was like whatever. Like get in a freaking inflatable boat like it's Temple of Doom.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, now we're just talking about Indiana Jones. So that's what happens when you watch Lupin III the First. It makes you think of Indiana Jones because it's got a lot of the same feel. It makes you think of a lot
of stuff. Indiana Jones, 007.
Yeah, classic. Like all the Sean Connery.
It really it's like an amalgamation of all the classic shit.
And it's just classic Lupin. Again, they never fuck with the formula because it's Lupin. So I can't recommend it enough. It's excellent.
This was an especially satisfying Lupin movie,
and it's a good intro. Like,
oh yeah, if you've never seen any Lupin before, this is like the perfect place.
If you really want to get someone into Lupin, I'm going to add this to my other recommendation, which is always Castle Cagliostro, right? Because that's a Miyazaki one. Castle Cagliostro. So it's going to depend, right? If you're trying to sneak Lupin into someone's heart, the first thing I'd say is, are they more of a Miyazaki movie fan? Do they like the Ghibli stuff? You can get them hooked on that. Then you can get them to watch Castle Cagliostro, right? If they're more of a CG Pixar kind of fan.
If they like more modern stuff, then I would go with this one.
This is a good entry. So I think this is a nice bookend entry into Lupin where you could, get people into it because there's a lot of Lupin out there and it's really good.
There's a lot of Lupin.
There's a lot. And not all of it's great, but a lot of it is. And
only a very small amount of it is abysmal. There's a few movies out there that are fucking stinkers, but they're few and far between.
That one, Golden Babylon or whatever the heck it was.
Oh
my God, that was terrible. Island of Memo was pretty good until the very end. Anyway,
people love that one. It's like
the giant brain is not doing it for me.
Maybe Japan likes giant brains.
So anyway, we're way off topic now, so we probably should wrap this up.
Anyway, watch that Lupin movie. It's great.
Watch it, and again, it's another. To me, it's a very good entry point. I don't know what its availability is on like DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, but I would say it's worth a pickup. And matter of fact, I'm probably going to order it here soon.
Probably streaming somewhere.
Oh,
right?
Did we watch? I rented it on Amazon, so Amazon had it streaming.
Fucking renting shit.
I know.
Such cunts.
I know. So I'll probably pick up a copy, especially if it's on like Blu-ray or even 4K.
That's something you would probably have in 4K.
One, I'd rewatch it, and two, it's just such a good entry point into Lupin. So highly recommended. Check it out. Lupin III the First. It is what it is. Castle Cagliostro. We've reviewed it before. Go watch that as well.
Immediately.
Those two are the ones you want to have on hand if you're into Lupin a bit and you want to get people hooked. To me, those are the two.
Well said. That's it.
That's all we got for this week.
Well, ladies and gents, have a lovely week. We'll be back with more whatever.
Yeah, right. Peace. Well, that's all for today, everyone. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning into another episode of the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour. Please remember to like and subscribe, and may your entertainment be always, entertaining.